The massive blaze engulfed the 24-story Grenfell Tower in London in June. NealGetty Images In the days after a fire swept through Grenfell Tower last June, it was hard to identify the number and names of the victims. There was no master list of who was in the tower when the blaze started shortly after 1 a.m. There are records of tenants, but some weren't home, and others had guests. At the time, police estimated that 80 people had died. But in the absence of concrete facts, rumors swirled. One website falsely reported that a baby was found alive inside the apartment building 12 days after the fire. As the building burned, someone tweeted a picture of Mexican YouTube star Pirata de Culiacan, claiming that he was missing. He was, in fact, safely in Mexico. Even after the fire was extinguished, police struggled. Initially, they compiled a list of more than 400 missing people. But since June, officers have been doing a slow, steady accounting of what happened that night. They searched every apartment and common area. They've reviewed 15.5 tons of debris. They've had hours of security camera footage to identify who, exactly, managed to leave the tower that night. And they whittled down the missing persons reports. That initial list included multiple reports of the same people, with slight variations of the spelling of their names. It also included names fraudulently reported by criminals looking to cash in on the tragedy. This month, a man pleaded guilty to falsely claiming that his wife and son had died in the fire. On Wednesday, police announced that they had accounted for everyone in the building at the time of the blaze. The death count, they said, was 71. That number includes Logan Gomes, a stillborn baby born at the hospital the day the blaze broke out. A family of 6 was also killed by the fire, along with 3 families of 5. One mother died clutching her infant daughter. The oldest victim was an 84-year-old woman. There were 293 people in the tower at the time of the fire, police said. Not all were residents. There was only one way in and out of the tower, Metropolitan Police Commander Stuart Cundy told BBC News. Footage shows 223 people came out and survived. Cundy said the police will continue their search and recovery operation, though it's highly unlikely that anyone remains inside the tower. The police also are investigating reported thefts from 7 apartments in the tower after the fire. There are other issues to be resolved. British police are investigating the cause of the fire, which they said should never have happened. They've opened a criminal investigation against the Kensington and Chelsea Borough Council. Grenfell Tower used an extremely flammable type of cladding on its exterior, which allowed the flames to spread quickly. The tower also lacked more than one emergency exit and a functioning fire alarm system. The council has been rebuked by the British government for failing to display a degree of humanity. Many of the 320 households that lost their homes have not been resettled, and most are still living in a hotel near the tower, including 200 children from the tower and neighboring blocks. I cannot imagine the agony and uncertainty that some families and loved ones have been through whilst we have carried out our meticulous search, recovery and identification process, Cundy said in a statement. The last victims identified were Victoria King, 71, and her daughter Alexandra Atale, 40. In a statement, their family said they were devastated, and that the pair were devoted to each other. They died at each other's side, and now they can rest together in peace, their family said. We will remember them always.